Welcome to another stay-at-home garage short. Today we are working on my 1966 Pontiac GTO. I love this car. I've had this car since I was 14 years old. So that is many years. I'll let you guys do the math. Today what we are doing is we are trying to line up some belts. No. This isn't the belt that you loosen around Thanksgiving. No. These are the belts that keep the world turning if you are a 428 Pontiac engine. Anyway, let me show you. So on these older vehicles, unless it's been converted to a serpentine system, you have a V-belt system, or fan belts, because it runs the fan. Look at it go. You have individual pulleys for each of the things. So here's our fan belt and water pump. Here's our fan and water pump. There is our alternator. Over there is our power steering. And then down here is our crank, which actually runs all of the pulleys. So that turns that, which turns that, which turns that, which that actually turns the rest of the car. So you gotta need all your V-belts, but here's the big thing. What you want is all of your V-belt pulleys in line with one another. So you see how this alternator one is pretty dead on and pretty straight with this one right here. Well, that one is gonna be straight on, dead on with this guy right here, right? So we should be good as far as the lineup of that V-belt. Now, this V-belt, this one goes directly from this one on the crank to the power steering pump. It actually goes underneath this one. Is that correct? No, I know it's probably not. But listen, I'm working with over 40 years of other people messing with this, okay? So I'm doing it this way. Just let me do it. Anyway. So it goes off the crank here, goes underneath the fan belt pulley, and goes straight to the power steering pump. Okay, we're now on the other side. This one, this pulley right here, is just slightly off of that front pulley over here. Now, you can't really see it on screen for some reason, but this pulley is actually in there like this, just a little bit. And now what that does is under heavy acceleration, like, you know, you're getting on the interstate or allegedly tromping it to squeal the tires or passing someone, you know, all those things. If your pulleys aren't in line, then sometimes your V-belts can actually flip on you. And that happened to me not too long ago. The power steering pump the power steering pump belt flipped, and then it started rubbing up against the alternator belt, and then the alternator belt exploded. And then that was me on the side of the road fixing it with my extra V-belts that I had in the trunk. So thankfully I kept those. So, Tony, what are we going to do about this? This is a stay-at-home garage short. This is very long-winded. I'm getting there. I just want to show you something that I think is kind of cool. So I'll do my best to show you this bolt right here. There's two brackets right here that need a spacer behind them. I worked hard the other day and I got one spacer behind this, and I didn't know if that was going to be enough or not. Turns out it's not enough. It is still in there. I'm talking, hold on. It's still in there a little bit cockeyed. So we need to bring it back up. It needs another spacer. Let me just say that that boat was like Antarctica, really hard to get to. So I don't really want to take it all the way out. And it was super hard to get the washer that I was putting behind there for a spacer to stay in there while I was trying to get the bolt back in. All sorts of things, man, all sorts of things. So I had an idea today. Well, it's just a spacer. You already have a washer in there. So what if you don't have to take that bolt all the way out? That'd be so much easier. I cut a hole in a washer so that way I can just loosen everything up. Don't have to take the bolt all the way out. The other spacer, the other washer that's already in there can stay in there. And I can just flop this one on. There you go. Now you know, that is your stay-at-home garage short. If you need a spacer behind whatever you're working on, but the bolt is really hard to get to and you don't want to have to take the whole bolt out, cut a washer with your little grinding disc. That way you can just slide it on over the bolt. And there you go. Now, I will say this. If this is your only washer behind that bolt, I probably wouldn't do that. I think you want at least one solid washer going all the way around. But if you need multiple, if you need a little bit more space, use this. I think it'll be fine. Hey, just for fun. Thought I'd share. That's a stay-at-home garage short. Go about your days. Have a good day.